Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by supporting your girl on this channel. So all credit goes to the creators in those videos. And guys, in today's video, looks like Miami's for Trump. Cuban Miami's for Trump are on the hot seat. Let's see.
Cuban American woman from Miami here. Actually, I'm from Hialeah. That's real deep. If you know, you know. I'm from Hialeah. I'm originally a Hialeah girl. I am from South Florida. I grew up in a Cuban community. My mom's Cuban. I'm ashamed, and I just want to tell the world I'm sorry. Not all of us Cubans are like that. Some of us do have empathy. Some of us do feel solidarity with the rest of the Latino community that's going through it. Some of us knew this was going to happen and tried to warn our friends and family. I have to explain to you why it's so different in South Florida. The Cubans there live in this bubble where they're the majority, and they think that they're white, and they live in a certain bubble of privilege where they don't see discrimination directed towards them because they're the majority. But I promise you, to those Cubans that haven't really left South Florida, just drive a couple hours north and you're going to realize you're not white. You're not white. You're never going to be white enough for them. So I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of your votes. I'm ashamed of those stupid fucking videos I see you posting. You're embarrassing yourselves because, I see those three Doritos later videos, and I can't help but fucking laugh. Sometimes I feel bad. I feel bad because the person getting deported didn't vote for shit. But, I have family members that are getting deported. And I have family members that voted for this fucking shit. And I'm never going to share a table with them because now you want to feel sorry and now you want to feel bad. Now you see the consequences of your action where our own fucking family's getting deported. It's too little too late. Too little too late. I see some of you crying on these videos saying how you regret your vote. I wish you had thought about it before. But these are the consequences. This is what happens when you don't give a fuck about your other fellow humans. Karma's going to get right back at you. So again, this is an apology video to the rest of the Latino community. Please know, not all of us Cubans from Miami are like that.
This may come as a shock to many of you, but I'm Cuban and I am from Miami. Most of my family is still in Cuba. However, my family that are in the States are all citizens. They came here in the 60s. So you may think this may not affect me. However, at the moment, I have family out in California who are not only Cuban, but are also Mexican. They are all citizens. However, when you hear that the President of the United States is sending 700 Marines to LA, where your family currently resides, it could be kind of scary. And it weighs very heavy on my heart. And I would be lying if I didn't say I was scared through the smile that I'm giving. A lot of you may think that I'm not the type of Cuban you want to hear this from. However, it doesn't really matter. I know where I'm from. Many people say, well, your people voted for this. And you know what? I agree with you. And that is why I've chosen not to put my body on the line for anyone because of this reason. I didn't vote for this. But it would also be amiss of me not to bring or shed a light to the situation at hand. I think this is really for the other Cubans in Miami who feel like they can just turn their head to this. One thing I saw after the election that really hit close to home to me was a Cuban woman, saying that since it didn't happen to me, I don't care about it. Well, I'm here to tell you that us Cubans in Miami, we are next. Your abuela's next. Your tia's next. Your nieces, your nephews are next. So if you don't open your eyes now, when? When it's too late? When you're asking, don't send me back. Don't send my abuela back. Babe, it's too late after that. I'm just saying, wake up. From one Cuban from Miami to another, just don't wake up before it's too late.
I'm an immigrant. I came here the legal way. And I think that is such a crazy argument to be making right now with the state that our country is in. Even though I came here the legal way, I understand that that was a privilege that I received solely based on where I was born. You guessed it, I'm Cuban, and I currently live in Miami. I just want to make sure that everyone who follows me on this page knows that I am not that kind of Cuban. I know you know what I'm talking about. This country needs serious immigration reform, and it's not in the form of mass deportations. It is not snatching people up when they show up to try to do it the legal way. Immigrants deserve to have their cases adjudicated in the court system. They deserve due process unless proven otherwise, mama. One last thing. If you're using the whole, oh, but you know, they're criminals, like they're just targeting the criminals. Like, are you so for real right now? Are you for real? Do better. If you are a Latina influencer on this platform and you're using this platform to benefit in any way, please speak up. Your community needs you. And lastly, this country was built by immigrants, and this country needs immigrants and serious immigration reform.
You know what doesn't get talked about enough is the fact that the first several waves of Cubans that came to this country, like we're talking 57, 58, 59, all the way to like 1980, that massive amount of Cubans that came over here, they brought over here their bigotry, their classism, their admiration for forms of corruption. They brought here the same conditions that led to Castro's revolution in 1959. They created that same stuff here. That's why Miami is so impossibly corrupt. That's why we don't have anything that benefits the people here. That's why our politicians and our leaders systematically chop the city up into bits and sell it to the highest bidder, namely developers and like people from other countries. And do you think that we get anything out of any of this? No, the people that live here, no, we don't get anything. It's the same shit that was happening in Cuba that led to the revolution. And meanwhile, there's this whole other group of Latinos, some Cuban, but many not, and of other people who are fucking sick and tired of it. We are so sick and tired of it. We have no public transportation systems. We're stuck in traffic all day, working these shitty-ass jobs that barely pay us, mostly in the service industry, with people who treat us like shit. Those are our lives, and we're so fucking sick and tired of it. We're all living in multi-generational homes because none of us can actually afford a place on our own. Estos fucking cubanazos that have been in power for fucking ever and have taken the city to ruin have never cared about this place. They have never cared. They care about their pocketbooks. They don't care about this city and the beauty that has been there and the beauty that has been lost. They don't give a shit, and they need to get the fuck out. Get them out of office. Get them out of leadership positions. They need to go. In order for us to actually have a functioning city that works for us and for our future generations, they need to fucking get out of power. Where's a black mayor? Have we had a black mayor in Miami? Meanwhile, black people built this fucking city. Built this city. Former slaves and Bahamians who came over built this city, and we have no fucking representation at the top tiers of the city from that community. Get the fuck out of here. We need people in charge who actually love this place and care about this place and will develop it in a way that works for all. Not for only the ultra rich. That's what this city is for. It's for the ultra rich. Mangroves have been chopped down. Manatees have died. Entire forests have been felled for these people. Our water is more and more and more polluted. Our traffic is worse and worse and worse for these people who have multiple homes and so many assets that when a hurricane hits or when something happens, they can literally just collect the insurance money and go live in their house in the Hamptons, or maybe in their apartment in Dubai, or maybe in their penthouse unit in Tel Aviv. That's who our Cuban fucking leaders have sold our city to. People who are not invested in this place. They don't care. They can just leave. They come here to play around. Are you sick of it? Because I'm sick of it. And if all the people who are sick of it start coming together, there might be more of us than there are of them.
I just heard the news about the Humanitarian Protection being canceled. I hate that for the Nicaraguans, Venezuelans, and the Haitians. I love y'all. I'm from Fort Pierce. I love y'all to pieces, and I rock with y'all. Baby, whatever you need me to do, you let me know what I can do to help. But them Cubans from Miami, y'all can get the fuck out of here. You ain't never heard me talk about going to Miami to visit. All my family from that area is gone from Miami. The only time I go down there is to shop and to eat. I don't fuck around with South Beach. I don't fuck around with Miami Cubans. They turn Florida red. They racist. And I tell every group of young kids, do not go down there supporting their business, because they don't fuck around with y'all. They don't like us. To my Latins for Trump. Look what it couldn't have happened to a better group of people. Fuck y'all, get the fuck on. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Being from Miami, I don't know how to feel about Cubans being in their find out era. Because they took over Miami, and it was to the point where you couldn't even find a job unless you spoke Spanish. And even if you spoke Spanish and you wasn't Cuban, you wasn't getting that job. And I give them a lot of credit, because before their family or friends would leave Cuba, they would already have a job, a car, and a place to stay by the time they reached Miami. Like, they really set up their people very, very well. They even had a wet foot, dry foot policy. Where they messed up at was thinking that they thought becoming a Republican was going to make them turn. And the whole time they're speaking Spanish. And a majority of them didn't even bother to learn English, but yet they thought they were. And my main question is, what is the difference between Fidel Castro and 45? Until then, azúcar.
So I just saw a video of a Miami Cuban woman, and on the screen, she's like, Miami Cubans having to defend our reputation because we're getting dragged online again. And I told y'all how much I hate Miami. I never told y'all why I hate Miami so much. I hate Miami so much because of Miami Cubans. See, Pisces go from empathetic to demon. Those are our two levers. You can keep us chill and empathetic, or you can make us demons. And I have zero tolerance for racism directed at me. Zero. I'm talking about willful hate. Like, the Miami Cubans' racism is some of the most hate. Like, their racism is even more hateful than the regular whites, if you can believe that. Because I've said this so many times in my content, that when other minority groups are vying for a seat at whiteness or an entrance into white club, the cost to that is you have to prove how fucking racist you can be to black people. This is why the Italians are more racist than, like, any minority group vying for a seat at white club. The entry is, I'm talking about violent anti-blackness, and they do that so well. Like, the Miami Cubans go for gold. They, like, if anti-blackness was a sport, the Cubans will get gold every fucking time. And because of that, they have ruined Miami for me. I don't go. Because no other group, when experiencing racism, pulls me out of my empathy more than the Cubans do. So, in order to stay in the space that my head and my heart like to be in, where I'm open to all people, where I engage with all people, I stay in Broward. And it's almost like the Cubans who make it to Broward, it's almost like they escape a portal. I'm not even being funny. It's like Miami holds a portal where they must engage in anti-blackness and racism. And when they escape Miami and they come up to Broward and Palm Beach, I'm not saying they're not as racist, but it's like you could see the hold letting go of them. And all of a sudden they could see what they couldn't see down in Miami. I can't explain it. And I haven't been to Miami in 20 years, and I don't go because of the Miami Cubans.